What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you have a Ford F150 Ecoboost and you're having idle issues, this video is for you. Now this is my 2016 F150 with the 2.7 liter Ecoboost, and this applies to actually all engines in the F150, that 3.5 Ecoboost or the 5.0. Now the issue I'm having is at warm, when the truck is fully warmed up and standing, sitting at a traffic light or something, the idle would feel like it was gonna drop, but it catches right up, it doesn't stall. Now it's kind of really hard for me to duplicate the concern here or the issue, because you have to really warm up the truck and it happens kind of intermittent. In my case, I'm gonna replace the spark plugs, the VCT solenoids, all four, and clean the MAF and the throttle body. But if your truck is stalling specifically at warm, the VCT solenoids are definitely your issue. So you gotta look at those in your case first. But in my case, my truck has about 100,000 miles. It has 95,000 miles. I'm not sure if these ever been replaced. I did get a code for one of the VCT solenoids. I did replace that, but I'm gonna replace all four today, and spark plugs, and clean the throttle body and the mass airflow sensor. Now let me show you the parts I got. These are the parts that I have. These are the OEM Ford Iridium spark plugs, SP594, and these are the original Ford VC. These are the updated VCT solenoids. So this is the part number, and the VCT solenoids are known to stick. Now there's a technical service bulletin from Ford telling you to cycle them 10 times. But these control the advancement and the retardement of the timing. Now they affect fuel economy, they affect idle, they affect how the engine runs. So in my case, I'm just going to replace them. I was able to get them at eBay, Ford OEM, from verified resellers for about half what the dealer wants. The dealer wants $88. I got them for about $44, $45 each. So that's not too bad. These spark plugs are pre-gapped at 32 thousandths, I believe. I'm gonna recheck it, but they should be good to go. So let's go ahead and install the VCT solenoids and the spark plugs and see how the truck runs. Okay, so now we're gonna replace the VCT solenoids on the 2.7. You don't have to remove the valve cover, you can just replace them. Each is a 8mm bolt, super simple. Now this is the one that looks shinier, the one I replaced, I told you about. So I'm gonna replace the 3 other ones and then move on to the spark plugs. But before I remove them, I wanna clean around them so crud doesn't go inside the engine. So I'm just gonna spray them generously and then blow it out with some compressed air. And do this side. Okay, now that it's clean, I'm gonna remove them. I'll remove the connector, and each gets just an 8mm bolt right there. Just very simple. You just remove the bolt, just like that. Remove the connectors and just pull them straight out. Okay, now these are the solenoids that came out. No issues at all. It seems like bank one had a little bit more crud on these, just like particles like these a little bit, but nothing to cause concern or block the oil of the oil flow. So bank 2 looks super clean. It's a tiny bit of crud, as you can see there, but again, nothing too concerning. I wiped the holes and got some of it out, but I'm pretty sure oil flow wasn't clogged or hindered. So we're gonna put a tiny bit of oil on these O-rings here and just drop these in and finish the job. There we go. Nice, new, fresh VCT solenoids on both sides. Very cool. Okay, so even though I replaced them already, I just like to measure the resistance just to make sure none of them is out of spec. Now again, I did have a originally check engine light for the intake bank 1 on the passenger side. I replaced that. The old one still measured within spec, but even though these can measure within spec, but as they operate, they can stick. So the valve inside the actuator can stick, and that's why there's a TSP from Ford to cycle it 10 times. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. For me, this is my daily driver, my truck. I go out of state with it, so it was worth it to replace all 4 of them. So yeah, you can measure the resistance. It doesn't tell the whole story, but you can still get an idea. Now these, all of them measured still within spec, but I'm still replacing them. I'll preserve these, I'll keep them, not throw them away. But yeah, so this is one way to look, but not definitive. So now let's move on installing the spark plugs, which should take a little more time than the VCT solenoids, but I'm glad we got those replaced. So I pulled all 3 Bank 1 spark plugs here, and I'm not sure if these have been replaced or these are the originals, but they have a different part number from the new one. If you can see, CYFS 092, and this one's CYFS 12YRT13. So there's a difference in the part number, but the old ones don't look too bad. Again, 95,000 miles. I'm not sure if they have been replaced or not. Let me show you. So all I have to do to pull the spark plugs is just kind of free up the harness, unbolt the 8mm for the cold packs, and just pull the plugs with a 5/8 spark plug socket. Not too hard, but the reach is hard. Trying to reach in is hard, especially for the ones in the back. I think they're going to be the worst, but I'm hoping Bank 2 is going to be a little bit easier than Bank 1, since we have a little more room there, but it's really not that bad. So we'll just continue working, pull all of them out, put the new ones in, torque him to spec, and yeah, should be good to go. Okay, and there we go. All 6 spark plugs are replaced. They all look good. No apparent issues. It's really straightforward. Just unbolt the coil packs, unplug them, remove them, replace the spark plugs. But the reach, how far deep it is, you're gonna be like in an awkward position throughout the job. But yeah, that's it. That's how you fix the idle issues on the F150. I mean, of course, I'm gonna drive it now and make sure it idles good and it drives good. But so we replaced the solenoids, the VCT solenoids, and the spark plugs, cleaned the throttle body and the mass airflow sensors, which is this sensor. So the throttle body was really clean, and there's no it was super clean. There was no gunk or burnt oil or anything, so that's good to go. And yeah, this is how you fix the idle. Now I'm gonna drive it for a little while and make sure it drives good and idles good. Okay, so I'm driving it right now. This is a test drive after the spark plugs and the VCT solenoids. It definitely feels better, more power for sure. Now the spark plugs contribute to that heavily. I know that. The VCT definitely helps. So here I'm coming to a stop. So you will see how smooth the idle is. It used to happen intermittently, not all the time, but it would, like, when you stop at a red light, it would kind of flutter or fluctuate. But definitely look very, very smooth at the 600. So very happy with it. I think it's a success. It's a maintenance item anyway. So if you're having any idle issues, this may be your problem. Okay, so I'm gonna stop here for a little bit and drive. It's fully warmed up, and let's watch the idle. Dead on. See, very nice. I love it. That's perfect. We did 4 things again, just to recap: spark plugs, VCT solenoids, cleaned the airflow, the mass airflow sensor, and cleaned the throttle body, which basically these 2 things are free. The can is like $7, and you still have 70% of it left. But anyway, okay, and with that being said, I appreciate you watching. Please give it a big thumbs up, please subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.